Okay, so this is the type of thing I get from my eWaste people. It'll be just a box of stuff, and then I've got to kind of pick and choose what actually is viable and what's not. What I'm going to do, and chuck a heap of stuff on charge, see if any of it turns on. If it turns on, then great. If not, then obviously that goes into another category, i.e. Actual e-waste. So I might sell it as a job lot for people that do repairs on these sort of things. So it depends on what it is. I think that's empty. We're gonna go and open it up. So, because obviously if it hasn't got a battery in it, you're not getting a battery. So this is something I'd put aside. Now this one actually looks like a good screen, and that's an S3, so maybe someone might have some interest in it. It's good for repairs and stuff like that. Let's have a look. Got my second charging bench set up now, so I can charge more stuff if I can find a lead. So, and the bonus with these leads is they actually give you a readout if it's actually taken any power. So that's saying no, it's not taking any power. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's actually switching on. So let's see what that one does. Another Huawei, and it's Huawei, not Huawei or Hawaii or whatever people say. That's old school. Okay, I'm gonna have to get one of those. Oh, actually, no, we've got one here. I don't have a tester for this to tell me if it's running or not, but feel of that charge port is either full of stuff or she is broken. But yeah, it's pulling something. Pulling one. There's something in there, there's vibrating. Alright, so these are always fun. So that is a, can't see the scope. So it's an 1822. So what I'll do, I'll leave that aside, because what you can get with some of these is, yes, that might be no good, but the board in it might be all right. If the board in it's okay, sometimes we can take them out, put them into another unit, reset them, and then rebuild them into something. Yes, they're not worth much money, but at the end of the day, that doesn't mean anything. Now, when it comes to like these are your original gen sort of, I think it's probably a third gen, that one. It's actually like an oily substance in it. So something like this, it's e-waste. It just has absolutely no value. Even if it's working, it's still got no value. Even if it's working, it's still got no value because of the fact that the apps, you're very limited to the apps, and then you've obviously got to decide on, like you got battery issues and stuff like that. Another one is anything that's less than 32 gig is, it's over. I'll actually put that there. You can see these have been hanging around for a while. It's a original. Oh no, it's a 3. Now I don't know if anybody has a market that they think some of this stuff might actually be worth something as far as those iPads. If you do have something, let me know. Otherwise, I'm kind of banking everything up for at some point to do a bit of a mass something in, so I can send the motherboards off and send the housings off, because you've got the aluminium housing, and obviously you've got the motherboards which have got components on them. Now something like that, no, I think that's just rubbish as well. So even though, yes, that's a later model, it's a what is it? It's a 1474, which is actually, I think that might be the original iPad Air, just not viable. Yeah, 64 gig. Would have been worth good money in this day. You got to, like, if it was a nice housing that you could reuse for rebody, then that's fine. But and they can kind of clean up quite good. That one's not too bad. Big thing is, a lot of them, the corners end up getting smashed in. But this one's been so depopulated with stuff, I just don't know if it'd be viable to spend the time on. You don't really want to spend big time on this stuff if you can avoid it. eWaste, iCloud locked. So another one. I mean, you got LCDs in there you can reuse. Obviously you've got home button, and the body on this is pretty good. A couple of small knocks, but once again, something like that, you're probably only talking 30 or 40 bucks working. So you really got to pick and choose. Anything this old with Samsung is just going to go. It's just not viable. Same thing. What's that one? It looks like a first gen as well. 1566. Is that the same models now? It's hard to know. Sometimes with the Samsungs, but you can get really lucky because it's got a SIM card in it. Not that would matter now, but generally, no, that one's got nothing. So, because sometimes I actually have the SD card, you can get I've found like 256 gig SD cards in them. I won't get that on an iPad because I don't have them. Start a new pile. Once again, if anybody says, maybe there's some overseas use for these, or maybe there's some learning use that for anything older, some either let's say, because Air 2 and anything like 6th gen iPad and up is worth something, but apart from that, the rest of it is it's not viable. Oh, that's off. That's not for Samsung, I think. Oh, actually, it might be off an old iPad. Yes, an old iPad screen. I'm not seeing anything screaming out here. No. Maybe. So if they're in condition that's resellable, if they work, then yeah, why not? Let's get it working and sell it. If I can make 20 bucks, I'll make 20 bucks. Yeah, we're getting numbers. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to put all these back in here. All these back in here. My email address is on the is everywhere. So if you do have some sort of use for these, don't just message me because you want to pick up my scrap. I'll scrap it myself. But if you have a real world case use for them, as far as there's a market for them, I'm happy to work something out. Yeah, let me know. Otherwise, at some point, like I've got shelves of laptops, at some point I will be scrapping them. So. Alright, so we've got some others. Oh, I think I plugged this one in last night, so that one works. But it's actually, houses is not too bad. So if we can get a screen for it, we'll price that up. So the thing about it, so if you can get one that's yeah, so this one works, but it's damaged. So that's a good candidate if you can find a good body. Like you could sell that, but it's like, you know, all the edges are kind of peeling up because it's just so damaged. So it's just, you know, if you're gonna sell it, may as well make it look like someone would want it. You know, there's no point just selling stuff that looks like junk. No, that's got no value to it. I can just stay in there. That's some sort of old repair. That one has obviously had some work done to it. It's got a battery in there, a newer battery. So let's plug that in, see if it actually has any life or whether it's just dead. Well, got some signs. I was going to put one with a meter on it, but it doesn't matter, it's showing something. This one, what's that one? Yep, showing some, oh there we go, so we've got a damaged screen. So once again, you know, we might find one that, I don't know if that one is or isn't working, but we might find one that isn't working that we can actually take the screen from. Got something I can steal. Oh, I don't know if they're okay with here. Got a few of them. No, that one's working. That one's off the previous charge, but is it locked? No. So this one here is actually MDM. So which is like it's like a business management. So MDM lock, good screen. Turns on. Which means the idea of that is at least if I'm looking for parts, I know I've got to do good, and it's a 1823, I think it was. 1893. A1893. So if I'm looking for parts, I know that is a good one. So like these here, let me just have a look at these. So that's an A1823. A1823. And so these ones don't really matter because 1954. Look how people treat their stuff. They're sad. 1954. What was it? 1954. So when I'm looking for them, I know what they are. So that one can go there because that's going to be. What did we work out on that one? I don't know if we worked out anything. We just got that one, didn't we? It's really not worth worrying about these. But it actually works, this one. This one's obviously being reset. But, you know, what do you do? Do you bother? I want stocks and settings. About, here we go. Glitching already. So it's a 32 gig. So, because like if you pick up one that's got a broken, that's dead, and you get the screen for nothing, and it's just labour. Do you bother? The ultimate question: do you bother? All right, so I'm going to kind of finish off the day now. Sorry, my eyes are bloodshot. I'm really tired. It's been really hot here today, and I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. We were grandbaby watching, or babysitting. So it was it was a long night, long day, long morning. But we love them. They're amazing. So great kids, heaps of fun. And anyway, I digress. So with iPads, with anything technology, you've really got. I think if you are buying and selling it, the big thing is, number one is really check the prices out first, because you may find some of it's just not worth anything at all. There is some stuff that's older that does get good value. With a lot of your older curved back style iPads, so that'll be they're just called iPad, which will be. I don't think they had a first gen on it. Well, they did have a first. That was a big bulky one, but it was kind of its own thing. But then from there, they went to the newer design, and that went through from second, third, fourth. That was it. I don't think they had a fifth in that generation. So with that generation, the first one had the long 30-pin connector, and the rest of them had the Thunderbolt, I think it was called. So the one we all know, the Apple one, and then they went on to the Air model. So you've got Air 1, the Air goes all the way up. I think it goes all the way up to 10. Might even be higher now, maybe even 11 or 12. And then you've got other models. So you've got Pro models as well. Pro 2 still sell, starting to get a bit old. And then you've got Pro 3. And then I think they changed, because they went to like the bezel-less stuff without the home button. So it kind of gets a little bit messy from there, but that first kind of set of gens you can kind of work out. And you've seen the 12.9, we did that episode yesterday in regards to the big ones, and then once again they went to the bezel-less sort of one as well, or home buttonless one. But I digress. The really kind of pick what sort of work you want to do on these. I don't believe there's any point in having some iPads you're only going to make $10 or 15, maybe $20 on, or we'll do the work on that. But it might be for you. For me, it's not. I'm not interested in going through stuff and a lot of the time with that sort of age stuff, you're going to have problems, and once you sell it, you're going to have problems. So whether it be a battery problem or other problems, they're all going to have problems with software, because they cannot download the new software. Anything 5th gen and older, you're going to be on older. So I think 6th gen still has fairly new software, but I think even that might be on the back end of it. You can read up. There's lots of places to find out about this stuff. I can't go through every little detail, but if you want me to do an episode on it, I will. I can run through all of the models, but not probably the right place here. So that's the sort of stuff I get in. It's just stuff that people come to end of life for them, whatever reasons. Like I say, apps don't work. There is an issue with it. It's got a damaged component, like a screen or a dock, or batteries failed, whatever, and they just don't want to spend the money, or it's just not viable to them anymore, which is fine, because there is limitations on this stuff. You'd think they'd get more out of it, because some of this stuff looks like it works fine. I don't know why we have such a throwaway sort of society, but that was again another thing for another day. Hence why I love doing this stuff, because at least I actually gave at least stuff gets a use. I gave my granddaughter an iPad Mini 2 last year, and she was using that. We ended up having another one this year that we were getting rid of as well, so she ended up going up to a Samsung that my wife didn't need anymore. But for the year, she had that iPad Mini 2, and it was great. And that's obsolete. That one will only do the old software. It won't do new software. So as like kid stuff goes, they're fine. You don't need to have the latest and greatest if they're just watching YouTube or some other stuff. And even some of the apps will still work, but there's a lot of apps that won't. So, but just be mindful of that. If you're trying to buy and sell this stuff, that some of it, just because you might see 1,000 iPads, they may be worth nothing, so just be careful. And if you've got any questions, just ask. Happy to answer. My email is everywhere, so if you've got a actual story you need to get someone to hear and let me know if I can help you, I'll try. I'm not going to guarantee, once again, I don't know everything, but if I know it, I'll answer it, or I might even be able to point you in the right direction. But once again, just be nice. Don't be mean to anybody, particularly in the comments. If people have what you would classify as a silly question, just answer it honestly and move on. It doesn't need to become something that it doesn't need to become. And you know, without being the mean guy in the room, I won't tolerate it. I'll just block you. But yeah, I'm not trying to be mean. There's just no point to it. Life's too short to be having arguments with random people on the internet. But on a good note, clear the box. I'm not going to go back through that box. There's nothing there that I want to spend time on trying to get going. I hope you got something from it. I'm going to sign off now. My blubbering has come to an end. I need to go and get a beer, a chair, and a little puppy dog to sit with, and fire up some YouTube and just sit there and zone out for the night. And tomorrow should be nice and fresh and awake. And I don't think it's going to be as hot tomorrow, so I should be a lot better. Have a great day, everybody. I'll upload this now, and I'll see you tomorrow for the number 4. So yeah, we're doing it. So all right, thanks everyone. Bye.